Hey guys, so I'm back with another video and this is going to be our part 4 of our Netflix clone app using .NET MAUI. So before continuing on this video, I would suggest you all to check out previous 3 parts. I'm going to add the link of all those 3 parts in the description. So please do check those out before continuing on this one because we have done a lot on in those 3 videos, 3 parts. Okay, so far in previous video we were designing our main home page and we designed this menu, these main buttons and this main hero section, main banner image and all this. And in this part we are going to continue from there, and now we need this section, right? So far we have this section. Now we need this top rated, these things, this original, action, and all these list of movies and TV shows. Okay, so if you see in this image, top rated and action, these are the width of these thumbnails. It is smaller, and the originals, the width for this original section, this is slightly bigger. So we are going to design these. It is going to be large and these are going to be normal small. So let's continue, but before that, this tab bar. Okay, in our app this is in this white color, but the final output, it should be in slightly this gray kind of color. So let's do this first. So for this we have, let me increase the font size. So for this we'll have to go to app shell where we have defined our tab bar. Here we'll add couple of properties. First thing is shell tab bar background color, and this is going to be our black. And because the black, it would not show, so we'll have a lighter color. So 1 2 1 2 1 2, fine. And then we'll have the, if this is in gray color, then this should be in white. So next thing, we'll have our tab bar title color as white, and the items which are not selected, this color. So this is unselected color. So we'll set this to shell.tab bar unselected color. So this tab bar title color, this is basically for selected icon, and this is for all other which are not selected right now. So it will have 545454. Fine, let's rerun the app. So app is here, and now we can see the colors. The tab bar color is updated. Okay, now let's continue to design this section. So because this is repeated on the main page, so we are going to create a common user control that is going to be a separate control basically, and we'll use that multiple times on this main page. Okay, so let's stop this because we are going to create a new, we are going to add a new file, so we need to stop debugging. Then we have this controls folder, so we'll create a new control here and we'll call it, let's say, new .NET MAUI, and it is going to be a content view using XAML, and we'll call it, let's say, movie row. Movie row. And for this we need, because all this section, we have two options. Either we can have this heading, this top rated originals action as a part of main page only, or we can have this heading as a part of this movie row control only. So let's have it as a property, bindable property on this movie row control only. So it will have one heading, then a collection of movies, and then a flag which would indicate that if this is for these large rows, large items, or small regular items, right? So we'll need three properties. So let's go to our shell, uh, not shell, go to our CS page, and here we'll define our bindable properties. So first thing, let's create public static read only bindable property, and let's call it heading property. Okay, and we'll create this bindable property dot create, and first thing, name of the property. Second, let me break it to the next line. First thing is name, and the second is type of the property. So it is going to be type of string. Then third one is the declaring type. So this is going to be this type only, parent of this property basically. So movie row, and then we'll have a default value. So this is going to be a default value of, so we'll have a default value as empty. So string dot empty, and our first property is done. Then let me copy over this two more times. So second property, we are going to have our list of movies. So let's call these movies only, movies property. This is going to be the type of this. This is going to be IEnumerable of our media object, right? And this, the declaring type is same, and the default value we are going to have an empty list. So enumerable dot empty media default value. Then third, we are going to have that is large flag. So is large, and type of bool. This is the main type, and the default value will have it as false. So if we didn't provide any value for this, we'll consider it as false. Fine, we have these three bindable properties. Now we'll create our backed properties. So we'll have, let's have full property, and then this is going to be this property string, this thing, and we'll return our main get value method, and we'll have movie row dot heading property, and this returns on object, so we need to typecast it to string. So that's fine. Now for setting, we'll set it, set value, and heading property, and this value. Fine, let me copy this two times, and one is movies. The type of this is going to be enumerable of media, this thing, and fine. And then third one is large, and this is going to be bool. Fine. So this is going to be is large property, and this is going to be our movies property. Fine. Get value movie rules dot movie. What happened? Oh, movies property. Heading property. Fine. We have these, and let's change these to have. So instead of hard coding these, we'll use name of. So now we have our bindable properties and big properties all set now. And now let's go to movie.xaml. Now we'll design this thing, this section. Let's start. So first thing, we need to have that heading. So in this vertical stack layout, remove this and okay, yeah. So first thing is we need to have background color on this. So on vertical stack layout, we'll say background color to this uh, black. Fine. Now in this, we'll have a label, and the text is going to be, it is going to come from binding, and this will be heading, which we have on the C# side. Fine. We have this binding and this label text, and this is going to be bold. So let's add font attributes as bold, and let's increase the font size as well. So font size 16, and then we need this text to be at the very beginning. So let's have horizontal text alignment at start, and then we'll add some margin from top and from bottom. So from left, this is fine. So let's have it as 10 from top. No, not from top, from left. Okay. 10, 0, 0, 10. Fine, we have this. And now next thing, we need this collection view. So after label, let's add a collection view. And on this collection view, first thing, we need to set our item source. And that is going to come from binding movies. And let's add an items layout for this. Items layout. And this is going to be linear item layout with the orientation as horizontal, and let's add item spacing as 5. We'll check it, and then next thing is we need to set our item template. So in collection view, okay, not inside this items layout, Now collection view dot item layout. Now we will define our items layout using data template. Sorry, not item layout, item template. Data template. And for this data template, the type of this data template is going to be of our media. So for that, let's add a namespace and let's call it models. Have these models. Now we'll define this model also, this media, this one. Fine. Now we need to have this thing. So for this, we'll have a border because we need this rounded corner design. So we'll have a border with a stroke shape as round rectangle with let's say 5 corner radius. Then the stroke color, we are going to have it as black only because we don't want any other color. We want it to blend with the background. And then stroke thickness, I think this is default, but let's have it. We'll have our main image. Now this image, so let's have this image. First thing is its source, and source is going to come from my URL. So before source, let's set other properties, aspect weight, and then height and width. So this is going to change for this is going to change for is large and normal regular items, right? So for this we'll have a regular one. If we are going to use this, then in that case we need to have another property as well. So that is going to be public bool, and let's say is not large. Now this is going to be opposite of is large. Fine. Now the problem here is whenever this property changes, we need to trigger, we need to notify change for this is not large as well. Okay, so for this thing, we need to have some, or would it have this thing automatic? Let's see if it is working first. Okay, so for this height request and width request, we need to have this for height request, let's say 150, and width request, let's have 120. And now for its source, we will set a URI image source, and the URI we will get it from the binding. And now we have this media, and in media we have our thumbnail. So thumbnail small. Okay, we have this image source, so we have this image now, and we'll copy it again. But before that, let's use it for regulars. So we'll use our is visible property, and where here we'll set a binding, and this, for this we need this from the parent of this collection view. So the current binding context, this is actually for one item of this movies, this media, but this is large property. This is on this main binding context, so the parent of this collection view item basically. So for this we need to get it using the long way. So we'll use relative source, ancestor type, and here the type is going to be this current type. Alright, so the current type, this controls, so this is inside this controls. So let's create another namespace. We'll call it as controls, and we'll have it as controls, and then the type, we'll set it as X type, and this is going to be this movie row. So if this, so we'll traverse upward ancestor side, and there whenever we got this movie row type, then we'll consider that as binding context, binding source, and from this type the item we need, that is our is not large. Fine. If it is not large, then we'll display this, and if this is large, then we'll display this thing, and here we'll say is large, and we'll increase the height and width. So let's say height 200 and width 150. And what is the issue here? Okay, we need a parent for this. Fine. So let's have a grid here without any row or column. So this is ready. Fine, this is ready. Now we need to use this on our main page. So let's go to main page. Here in the scroll view, we are going to use these controls. So vertical stack layout, then this grid, and this is start order. Okay, and after this grid, let's have those controls here. So before that, let me add the namespace for controls so that I can copy it from here. Yeah. Now we'll have it here. So controls, movie row, and heading. So first one is this top rated, and then next is movies. So this movies, we can get it from our binding context, and this is going to be our top rated movies. And then is large. So is large is actually false for this. So let me break it to the next line. Is large is false. So let me copy this thing couple of times. So second thing is originals. Originals, and this is going to be large. Then third one, we have trending, right? Trending is large false. And then fourth one, action. Action movies is large false. So now let's run the app. So app is running and we cannot see any row. Let me check what's wrong. Now let's check if it is actually working. Okay, so this is working. Okay, it is not able to get the binding context. So let's add the binding context here and let's add a name to this current. Let's have it this only and we'll set this binding context as a reference to this only. Okay, now it's working. Cool. Fine. So we have this top rated, all these movies. Then we have these originals, and this is large. If you could see, this height and width is being more than this top rated and this trending section. And then we have these action movies. Okay, so this thing is working. Now have we need to work on this design. So this white thing, this should not be here. Text color, we don't need this. And the margin for this heading also we need to fix it. Okay, so first thing, let's check what is this white background. So on this border, we have this black color, and on this grid, we have this. In the stack layout also we had this background color is black only. So this border, let's check if this white color is coming from border or where. So let's have a background color as black, and this is fine. This was coming from this only. No, and now we need, this is not this rounded, right? We have these rounded corners and we don't have these here. Okay, so let's use aspect fill. Fine. Okay, now we don't need this background color because it is going to stretch out to fill the complete parent. Okay, so aspect fill. Cool. Now we have this section, ready. The only thing is let's play around with this margin on this heading. Left, top, right, and bottom. From bottom, let's say, yeah. From top, let's add more. Okay, let's have it 5. Okay, cool. So we have this top rated section, we have originals, we have trending. So this thing is fine. So I think that's all for this video. And the next thing is we are going to work have work on our movie info box. So if you see this thing, this small box, so if we click on any of the movie from here, it should open this simple movie info box at this bottom, right? So we are going to work on this in next part. So please like this video, share this video, and subscribe my channel for more such awesome content. And I'm going to drop the next part very soon. Till then, bye bye.